Guys, MJZ Reviews here, and today I'm going to be answering one of the most important questions of all time. What is the best arc in One Piece? So, I've got my results here, and I'm going to go through each arc one by one, and then give my top 5 at the end. So, first off is the first half of East Blue. Yeah, the first flashback was great, but then after that, some of the arcs are a bit hard to get into and a bit slow for newcomers, and, a start of a series should be solid for newcomers. So, for that reason, I'm just going to give it a 6 out of 10, nothing more. After that is the second half of East Blue. This is from the Baratier arc to the entrance to Grand Line, and oh my. The Baratier arc, you get Mihawk versus Zoro, so emotional. Then you get introductions of characters like Sanji, and then you get Gina, and, characters like that, which are so real compared to, so many other animes and stuff like that. So, and then after that, you get the Arlong arc. Oh my, that arc is just so intense. Get the Nami flashback, and then the fight at the end, and then Luffy says, you will be my no, you are my Nakama or something like that, and that was just mad. So for that reason, I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10, which is a solid result. And then after that is the Baroque Works arc, which is from the entrance of the Grand Line to the start of Alabasta. Yeah, it's a bit slow. The Chopper arc was really good, but everything except for that, it's good, but it just feels a little slow and dragged out. I have a friend who's trying to get into One Piece nowadays, and he's at that part, and he's finding it a bit of a slog to get through. So for that reason, I'm just going to give it a 5 out of 10. I'm sorry. Next is Alabasta. Oh, this arc is it's just so good and intense. The fights, the 1v1 fight, especially Zoro versus Daz Burns. But then you get this whole situation of like government corruption, stuff like that, and a fallen kingdom. And also get introduced to the poneglyphs and stuff like that. And at the end, when Luffy comes back, you think he's dead. You think he's dead at a point. But when he comes back and he beats up Crocodile to that music, oh my God, that is so intense. After is one of the great arcs, Jaya, or the Sky Pier arc. Yeah, halfway through Jaya, you actually get this kind of like world building chapter where you see the Gorosei, you see Shanks versus Whitebeard, and also you see some of the Blackbeard crew as well. And that Jaya part was so good. And then also at the end, you get the Luffy versus Bellamy fight. Everybody's like, yeah, Luffy's not worth anything. But when they realize that he's worth 100 million, Luffy punches the shit out of Bellamy. Just one punch KOs him. That was just fire. Then you get the part where they go up to Sky Pier. That is just, I could take a photo of that and frame it in my room. You know what I mean? And yeah, the story behind that arc about it kind of reflects some of the Native American tribal stories and stuff like that. People getting kicked out of their home and they just want to go back when there's an evil tyrannical leader who just won't do anything. But there's one guy who can save him, and obviously that's Luffy. The last fight at the end, golden rifle. Ooh, that was sexy. That was sick. Yeah, the one of the great arcs, as I said. I'm gonna leave that out, and then I'll tell you my top 5, and that might be number 1, maybe. Next is the Foxy arc. A lot of people hate this arc. A lot of people just want to see it in the bin like now. But I actually thought it was a good cool down after Sky Pier. Sky Pier was quite fast and quite intense. So even it was fun though. It was fun. So, and it was good for. It's one of the last arcs that I was just gonna do where it's just gonna be plain fun instead of politics and fights and stuff like that. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it a decent score, 6 out of 10. Next is the Ward 7/Enies Lobby arc, which I'm going to tell you the score later. But this arc, at the start, you think the crew's going to fall apart. Robin's gone, Usopp goes, and then there's that fight between Luffy and Usopp. Oh, that was just mad. I need to stop using the word intense, but there's no other word to describe it, if you know what I mean. And then you get the whole fight on the sea train, and when they finally get to Enies Lobby, that panel where they're all standing on the Tower of Justice looking at Robin, that that is just a work of art. Again, I could frame that and put that in my room, but that was just sick. And that last fight, Gum Gum Gatling, oh my fucking god. Ooh, that was just, if you watched it, you know what I mean. So I'm gonna leave that out and tell you my top 5 later. Then is the Thriller Bark arc. A lot of people hate this arc because they've seen the anime, but the manga version is a lot better. But it does have its issues, and it's an arc that's not for everyone. But I respect that Oda was trying to do his own themes and trying to have a bit of fun. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the Shabondi arc, which I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 because it had the Kuma thing, it had the whole issue of slavery and stuff. But the only problem is that it's mainly just a transition arc. But we do get, and it was a bit of an info dump as well. But we do get the supernovas, and we do get everyone's favorite Trafalgar Law. Well, it's not my favorite, but a lot of views like him. After that, we get the Amazon Lily arc, which was fun. There's this one scene in it which is a bit messed up, but it's really funny. You should know what I'm talking about if you've watched it. And again, it was a transition arc. A lot of people don't like the idea how Hancock went from a really badass villain to kind of Luffy's bitch. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like that. I'm not sure what to think about. I thought they had quite a funny dynamic, but that's a subject for another video. Again, just another transition arc, so just 6 out of 10. Next, Impelled Down. Ooh, this like Oda, he takes a simple concept like a prison and just turns it upside down, like literally. And every single floor is so unique and stuff. It's just, and also you go down, you think we're gonna see Ace, but then Luffy just has to stop, and then he has to go down again. He's like, oh shit, Ace isn't here, so he has to go back up, and that was just fast. And like, he needs to get to Ace, and you think he is gonna do at a point, but then that takes us to Marineford. Ooh. And by the way, Impel Down gets 8.2 out of 10. So Marineford, that the first half of that is just absolute intense fighting. Introductions characters like Whitebeard. The first time he cracks a freaking air, and then there's waves and shit going everywhere. And then Luffy comes down from the sky, and there's fights. Oh yeah, obviously the pirates are gonna beat the world government. But then, in the last third of this arc, shit goes down. You realize, oh crap, they're not winning. All the Whitebeard pirates get trapped. So all the Whitebeard pirates get trapped, and they're getting melted to death by fucking Akainu. And then after that, you get Ace's death. I got spoiled about it, so it didn't affect me as much as it did with you probably. But a lot of people thought that was really sad, and I did a bit. And also you get the death of Whitebeard, and everybody was like, no, because we'd only seen him for a few episodes, but he was still everybody respects Whitebeard. And also that scene where he punches Akainu, everybody's like, fuck yes, beat him up, you know what I mean? I'm going to leave that out and tell you the score for that later. Next is the training arc plus the return. Yeah, you don't see much of the Straw Hats training, but it's a bit fun, and seeing Luffy learn about Haki. And then they return. When they return, you see their new characters designs. I wasn't a big fan of them, but you grow towards them later. But just seeing them reunited is just so fun to read, and it's really easy to reread as well. Next, you get the Fishman Island arc. That arc gets 8 out of 10. Next, you get the Fishman Island arc, which I reread recently, and the good stuff in this arc is really, really, really good, but the bad stuff in this arc is really, really bad. And the first half of the arc wasn't as good, and it was a victim to the illness called overhype. But there's this one scene in it where I think it's Jinbei or one of the princes says Hody is made out of nothing, and he's just a victim of his circumstances, and that's just that that hit me, because I'm like, a lot of people like that nowadays. It's not their fault that they're a bad person. It's because of the surroundings that they've been in. Maybe they're living in a bad area, or maybe they're living in a place where the ideas aren't great. You know what I mean? So that arc gets a solid 7.7 out of 10, but it does have many issues. Then is the Punk Hazard arc. There's a lot of running in this arc, but still the good parts were really, really good. And then that scene with Law, Virgo, and Smoker when he cuts the finger in half, that was mad. I love to rewatch that part. Next is Dressrosa. I'm going to leave this out because it may be in my top 5. Dressrosa, quite slow, but the last third just saved it. The gear forth, the Zoro fight with Pico, one of my favourite fights. and then after that, at the end, all the world building you get in the last few chapters, and the return of Rob Lucci's CP0. Then we get Zoe, which is the arc where I started reading week to week, and that arc is so fun to read week to week. Yeah, it is a bit of an info dump, but it's my first time experiencing, going to a new island and finding out that the island is an elephant and stuff like that, and you get like Jack, and you get that scene with all the torches and shit. Yeah, solid 9 out of 10. Next is the Whole Cake Island arc. This arc has just been so fun to read. Normally with a big arc, there's just scenes where it drags, but none of the chapters were bad. I mean, except for maybe 2 or 3 recent ones, but like it was just so fast paced, and you get. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the crew does fall apart once again, and that just adds more heat to the situation. But I do think he does repeat some of the previous situations he's done in One Piece, so that's why it doesn't get a perfect 10 out of 10, but it's going to get a 9 out of 10. So what are my top 5? So actually, no, sorry. Top 5. So joint 5th is East Blue and Whole Cake Island. East Blue's second half, of course. And then 4th place is going to be Alabaster. Alabaster was an absolutely mad arc. Oh my god. Then we get third place, Marineford, 9.4 out of 10. That was is just so good. But the problem is it didn't have all the straw hats, so it's not going to be in the top 2. Then, take your guesses now. What's going to be in the top 2? Well, at number 2 is Water 7 Enies Lobby. Yeah, this arc was so good, but that leaves the best arc in One Piece. The arc that embodies the heart and soul of One Piece. That's a great story, great fighters, great characters, the best setting in One Piece. Jaya / Skypiea. Oh my god, that shit was just mad. Especially the end where Nolan finally hears the bell. Everything just comes together, and you're like, shit. Like, especially for me, I was like, this arc, I want to watch this again. And I haven't come to reread it in a while, but I really do want to reread it. So it has come to an end. Skypiea number 1. Tell me your thoughts in the description. in the comments. So sorry, this video has been unedited again. You want to know why? Because my computer isn't working. No, I'm not BSing this time. It actually isn't working. So I've had to do this all in one take, which has been pretty hard, and I've made a few mistakes. But I'm sorry, but please like, share, and subscribe. And most of all, I want you to comment and give me some feedback. So see you soon. Bye.